Suddenly my phone started to, buzz. People started sharing it on Twitter, and everybody is like tagging MKBHD. And this next morning or something, he watched it and he commented on it. It was really, really, really surreal, honestly, for sure. It was crazy.
Suraj, thanks for coming to the Big Gig podcast.
It's wonderful finally catching up after 2 Google Meet. I think it's going to be a great episode for sure. Yeah. Okay, so for context, people that don't know who MKBHD is, he was one of my idols when I first started. I still look up to him. B, he's also like one of the largest tech YouTubers. And in that video, I noticed like there was this really crazy intro. After it came out, like I sort of, I looked at it and I'm like, it's really cool. I want to try to kind of replicate it just for the fun of it.
Welcome to the review.
And I made a behind the scenes video explaining how I did it. Posted the video on my channel like I always do. Suddenly my phone started to, buzz. People started sharing it on Twitter, and everybody is like tagging MKBHD. And this next morning or something, he watched it and he commented on it. It was really, really, really surreal, honestly, for sure. It was crazy. What people don't talk about enough is sort of like the aftermath of that event. For the next 3 weeks, I didn't post a single video after that happened.
As filmmakers, we have so many options. We can start our YouTube channel, we can freelance, and we can freelance in the narrative space and the commercial space. We can start our own production house. We can work for an agency or a corporate. Starting with your YouTube journey, Suraj, have a YouTube channel which is 6 years old. Why don't you tell a little about that?
That channel, which got rebranded from Tech Devoted to Suraj Boddu when I made the content switch to cameras, is now currently sort of abandoned. It is at 38k subscribers, but I have sort of decided to put that channel on hold. Start another one called Suraj 24 FPS. I've only put up 2 videos on the channel so far, but it's been quite a ride. Every few months, I was being invited to event for a 16-year-old to be invited by Huawei to Delhi. Put me in a flight here, and then I would get down there. They'll pick me up in a Jaguar and put me in like a 5-star hotel. And the next morning there's an event, and they'll fly me back.
How did that transition happen? Creating videos for YouTube to clients or joining film?
This was like 12th grade, and I remember very vividly. I'm like, I have to take things into my own hands. And I opened Instagram. I'm like, I'm going to DM 30 directors. And this is what I said. I'm not kidding. I said, can you let me on set? I will carry gear around for you. I'll sweep the floor. I'll do whatever you want. Just let me be around on set. I want to, watch and learn. Not many responded, but one person, Sahit, who is one of the co-founders of Do Creative Labs, he's the director there. He responded to me, and I think like within 3-4 days, their producer called me up. I finished working on one Amazon Prime movie that came out a couple months ago, called One Cut, Two Cut. I was AD and assistant editor on.
Sir, if he's asking if we are doing an joke.
खबरदार अगर हिलने की कोशिश की तो.
I hated traditional education. I hated football. I'm sorry if there's any football fans watching this. Everybody in school was like, football this, football that. I'm like, I don't fit into it. I'm like, after 12th, my parents, they realized, okay, this guy, okay, he's gonna do what he wants.
Did film school help you in your freelancing career?
I think so. Yeah, I'd like to. Yeah, for sure. Film school is a good way to network with people, right? If you have the option to go for it, I think you definitely should. So if you're at that point in life, if you enjoy it enough, if you've done some work, or even if you've not done some work yet, I think that's okay if you just have the interest towards it. And
so as a freelancer, have you ever thought about starting your own production house?
When you approach a client as a company as opposed to approaching them as an individual, regardless of whether you actually have a company, you could still be working from your parents' house. But if you put like productions or like media company at the end of your name, automatically gonna add credibility. That's just human psychology, like whether you like it or not. It's just nothing else.
If you're working at a company like Cred as a video editor, you probably would be getting
that's kick-ass,
60-80 grand a month, and that's a good salary. Like you're not thinking about anything else. So
shit, that's a lot of. I should consider applying to Cred. Does it really pay that much? Okay.
The last I checked their JD, it was around 75 grand for a senior video editor.
Cred. Okay. I'm coming after you.
So I was in Kota, and I had my roommate Harsh. He used to play Clash of Clans from 22 different accounts. He used to fight the whole wars alone.
By himself.
Oh. So he was like a one-man army working with 22 different accounts.
Maybe you should get him on your podcast and talk about being a successful.
Anything that you would like to say to the audience, if any.
Just keep creating and be happy, guys. Honestly,
follow Suraj 24
Happiness
FPS.
is the ultimate goal, even if it's paying you less money. Just pursue happiness. Is this ASMR enough for you? Does it sound good? Okay. I should get out of here. Don't give me the mic, guys.